Jazz, do you see like the amount of effort I'm putting? Like I'm trying. I'm trying.
See
Or do you only
it.
see the negative?
At least he finally said something about it, because this is exactly what she does. Gino owes child support, but will he pay? That is the question. The Jasmine and Gino drama just continues on, as it's like the never-ending thing, but, things keep popping up, so what are you gonna do? But first, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. Let's get right into it because, well, as always, it does not disappoint. And does Jasmine finally give birth? We will see.
I'm gonna have you press sort of down and out.
She looks like she's enjoying that a little. Look at that, half the eye down. She's like, oh. Good God, what spot did that lady press? And is Matt taking notes? Good Lord.
Down and out. Deep breath here with me again.
Okay, so they're talking about how, so she wants to have a home birth without any medications or anything like that. And they're talking about a position that's very common, apparently. And Matt apparently decides to look like the baby's coming right now and is surprised. Like, this is one thing they're doing with Matt. I get it. He's not completely versed. Of course, probably not. Most of us guys are not right off the bat. But they are really going out of their way to make him look stupid and like he just absolutely has done not even the most minuscule amount of research on anything, and also trying to make it seem like Jasmine is just the all-knowing and just makes him look stupid. There is clearly a point here. Him stupid, Jasmine not stupid. The question is, why is the production so dead set on making Jasmine be the controlling being figure in this relationship when we all know that she clearly has plenty of issues? But that's a good question for another day, probably for eyeballs and ratings.
Jasmine, she completely up my life.
That's true, but why does Gino look like he is a Cuban gentleman heading down to Miami Pier to play dominoes? That is the real question. Have you subscribed yet? 10,000 subscribers equals one whole chicken for me. Subscribe!
Our relationship is over. It's done. There's no repairing it.
And so naturally, he decides to go to the lawyer that looks like Colt's more successful brother or something of that nature. This fool looks like Colt and Harold Ramis had a baby. Rest in peace, Harold Ramis made some great movies.
About 12 years ago, when I finalized my divorce with my previous wife, they were very good and thorough.
So Gino has gone to these divorce attorneys before because he was married 12 years ago. They were very good, but of course he notes that it was a little different back then as they were, coming together, or they were cordial or whatever you want to say, whereas this is not the case with Jasmine. And yet here we are. But again, it kind of plays into the point that Gino is a big part of the problem too, as he couldn't see any issues with what he was doing, didn't change a damn thing, and came into this again on a sugar daddy website thinking that would fix all his ailments. And now you're getting taken to the cleaners and you think that this is odd? Gino is not a smart person.
We always got along. We never argued much. And our marriage was pretty solid, really.
Again, really just plays into the point of how Gino is the problem. The problem. Or at least a big part of the problem. Jasmine is a huge part of the problem, but Gino is not innocent. This is why their relationship, they were both equally god-awful. He says that his first relationship was pretty good. They got along. They didn't ever fight much. And then goes on to say, we just kinda grew apart. That means you were not working in your relationship. If you had some big issues, you had trust issues, you had money issues, things you can play into that, but he's making it seem like there were no issues. Now, I would venture to say if you talk to this lady, that they would probably have something more to say than he actually did, and probably it was a little more different than he's trying to play out because this person's not on camera, so he can make it seem like everything was just roses and everything. I doubt that was the case, but to me, he just makes himself look more stupid by saying what he did.
She cheated on you.
Yeah, 10 months into the marriage, she spent the night at this gentleman's house, and I found...
So what he's trying to do here is explain the whole cheating thing. So he says she cheated on him. Okay, interesting concept here. I fully agree that she was probably messing with Matt well before that she actually claimed the open marriage. However, you're going to have a big problem because you're on camera agreeing to it. Doesn't matter that she backed you into a corner. Doesn't matter how much you disagree with it. I certainly did and said you're freaking stupid for going along with it and you should have left. But alas, you are on camera agreeing to it. And so now you're going to claim cheating. talking, it is not going to play. Not at all. And all you have is hearsay. You have phone records with some numbers on it. So what? It proves nothing. And that's the problem for Gino. He thinks he's got her dead to rights. He's got nothing when it comes to legality. Now, we can all talk about who we really believe, and I certainly believe she was messing with Matt beforehand, but legally and for a divorce, I doubt he's got anything that would play out. And yet he thinks he's got it all.
So she got pregnant with a random dude down the street, still married to me, cheated on me.
Now, he can't possibly be listening to himself talk here. He says she cheated on you. He got pregnant with the random guy down the street. For one, it's on camera you agreeing to the random guy down the street who you knew about a long time before the ever open marriage came about because they were friends. So all of what he's saying is contradictory, and she got pregnant after you agreed to an open marriage. So what is an open marriage? Sex. Oh, you're going to say, yes, they had sex, but they were supposed to have protection. Dummy. He's so stupid.
When you are married and a child is born, during that marriage, or the husband here, you're presumed to be the father.
Why do I draw joy from this? Because I think it's hilarious that he's hearing this and he's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I thought I was all good. I thought I had her and everything, and now I could be loved. Now, of course, you and I both know it's not going to play out this way. Michigan law be damned, even though it says that he is presumed to be the father, which makes sense considering you're thinking of, oh, we're in a marriage. They just presume that you are the father of the child. That's not saying even if a paternity test is done or anything like that, that you're going to still be the father. No, of course not. Then you just have to get some evidence. But this shouldn't be any kind of shocker, and yet he's shocked.
It's been 5 months since we've been back from Europe.
Okay.
It was a great trip, but because we didn't sell Julia's apartment like we were planning to do.
What?
We had to come back from Europe early.
So the whole plan, the whole thing was based on her selling this apartment so they go on this extended trip. They came back early. They've been back 5 months. They ended up being there for a month. I don't know about you, but they said they went to 9 countries and they were there for a month. That had to be one expensive hell of a trip. And yet you wanted to go longer and you had to come back because she didn't have enough money because she didn't sell her apartment. They must do some serious saving, but either way, I think maybe his parents had a point there of like, you could have used that money towards something better. But of course, what happens next? We're all shocked to find out something great.
Oh my God, oh my God.
And there it is. 3 weeks later, so they're back 3 weeks, and she's pregnant. Shocker. It's almost like this was planned. Now, of course, I don't know that the pregnancy itself was planned, but there is some things that go into having a baby. And, it's a big part of it. Like having sex. If you were having more sex because you were there, you did the Europe thing, and you're on vacation, you're feeling good, and you're having more sex, guess what is more likely to happen? You get pregnant. Now, it is interesting that they say they went a different route than what the doctor says, which we'll get into. So I will say that is interesting, and maybe it was better they get a second opinion. But either way, more sex equals more likelihood to get pregnant.
After we reconnecting, I decided trying to have a baby, but Dr. Solis is don't expecting.
So the doctor told them not to expect anything, but they were going to try to have a baby. The interesting part is they decided to go get a second opinion, not go through with the surgery, but get a second opinion. They changed some things like her diet. They did some hormones. So I'm not sure exactly what they did, but some sort of hormone treatment to try to help and they got pregnant. Probably was a good thing to go get a second opinion. And it's good they didn't go through with it and try something different. Nothing wrong with that. Also, they're having more sex. Big part of it. This whole thing throughout a lot of their last resort and everything was she wasn't having sex with him that much. Like they said it over and over and over. And so what do you think is going to happen if you're not having sex, but you want to get pregnant? A lot less likely. So this is it's hard to say what the effect was. Probably had something to do with her changing her diet and also doing hormones, but definitely that they're being intimate more.
And I'm actually starting to question of Elizabeth because she is the started for a lot of.
Yes, and that is smart. Her saying that she's starting to think Elizabeth might have something to do with a lot of this, saying that, okay, she forgives Lauren, whatever she said, I don't know. We'll never know the truth about what was said because Elizabeth's going to exaggerate and Lauren's going to downplay. So we'll never really know the truth. Either way, Yara's like, it's kind of funny that Elizabeth's always in on this for some way. She seems like she's always stirring the pot. Maybe she's finally having that realization that she's probably not someone you want to confide in.
I don't even like saying her name. I just need to move on with my life.
I would think that probably there's going to be a good reason that you don't just move on with your life. She's always going to poke around, be there for some reason, because it's a show. And this will lead to a really good kind of reunion special, because there's definitely going to be drama there. They're going to bring in some cast members who have no business being there to poke the bear a little bit. For them too, that's going to be the highlight of the reunion probably.
What about the part where you have to pull the baby and how to give it to me?
She is grilling him at this
I
point.
thought it was like a football move or something.
She is actively quizzing him at this point for whatever. She tries to make it seem like it's innocent. Like, what did you learn? Yeah, what did you like the best? And then she's like, but what about this? And what was this part? And what about this part? She is literally trying to make sure he's paying attention. The funny part is he clearly was, because he starts to repeat the stuff. Now, in typical Matt fashion.
Yeah, you have to remember those steps.
And then I bite the umbilical cord.
Making a joke. Shocker. It's just him. At the same time, he repeated everything she knew that she said or that she wanted to hear, but yet she was looking for the one thing she could exploit as negative.
Like what? I'm not even doing anything.
Did you see how intimate it is? Like giving birth? Like literally all the positions.
She is going to make everything negative if she possibly can. If it is not completely the way she wants to see something or something to play out, it is going to be extremely negative. And that's all there is to it, because if she's not the center of attention, or if it's not how it plays out in her head, it's got to be something that she criticizes or points out like that. This is why Jasmine is going to cause misery to anyone she comes across.
I feel lonely. I feel overwhelmed.
Jazz, do you see like the amount of effort I'm putting? Like I'm trying. I'm trying.
See it.
Or do you only see the negative?
At least he finally said something about it, because this is exactly what she does. Now, sure, you can say, oh, you joke all the time, but that's your go-to. But okay, but that's his personality. You can criticize if you want to, but the fact that she is always so negative, and I'm glad he finally pointed that out and said, you see the effort I'm making? I'm the one that's been here for you. I've been doing all this. I let you in. I did all these things for you. I'm here for you. And you never act like you see that part of it. And I'm sorry, but it got to a negative point where he had to say that, because otherwise she's just critical and negative and just against anyone that is doing something she doesn't like. Just a very, very harsh, hard to be around person.
No jokes, no nothing. Just like, I want a caring partner. I need that right now.
Oh, do you?
So please, that's the only request I have.
The only request you have is no jokes and be a caring partner. He's literally done anything you want from him, everything and anything, and yet you saying you need a caring partner just shows you have no awareness whatsoever, and you want basically blood from a stone. This is the epitome of Jasmine. She's a succubus. That's what she is.
I just kind of feel like Darcy just can't.
Good Lord, why does she look like Michael Jackson in South Park when all of his plastic surgery is melting off of his face? That is what she looks like right now. If you haven't seen it, this is what I'm talking about.
He's never going to change.
Oh, there it goes. Oh my God, trying to squeeze a tear. Oh my God. It's uncomfortable to watch her try to fake cry.
That's why. It hurts.
What?
It's like a shield.
What?
Stay away!
What? What is happening now? Oh my gosh. It's like a shield. Stay away. No. Ah. And then she just do some crazy faces, crazy voices. This lady might be possessed. It would explain the plastic surgery. A demon was in her and told her, get all the surgeries. We've figured it out, ladies and gentlemen.
That's your baby.
Wow.
Look how cute your
That's
little
beautiful.
baby is. Do you see right here? That's the heartbeat flickering.
That is awesome. In all seriousness, all the craziness we can give the reality community, the 90-Day Fiancé community, whatever, Married at First Sight, whatever it is, that is a beautiful moment. The moment life is being created, the moment the life is growing, the moment two parents can see their child, that they have a heartbeat, that they are growing inside, that, the mother is growing this child. The father is there to be able to experience this, and they're coming together as a unit to create a family. I can't think of something more powerful. So credit to them. I give, Julia, I know I give her some crap. Brandon, I give him some crap. But that is an amazing moment. And in all honesty, I think they have the great potential to be really good parents. So power to him. It makes me happy. Makes me happy to see that. You know, we have all these negative moments and all these things, and it's all reality TV, I get it. But when there's a really positive moment, I think it needs to be called out. 60 miles from the birthing center. So she had her water broke. They decided she wants to do this home birth, which is it's not really a home birth. It's in a birthing center, but it's supposed to be like a home birth because they got the bed and the bathtub and all that kind of stuff there. It is 60 miles away. You're having all these contractions. And oh, by the way, it wasn't just your water broke. She also had some blood. So it would lead you to believe some concerns. And yet you still decide to drive 60 miles away instead of saying, you know what? We wanted a certain thing, maybe better to go to the hospital. Obviously, it worked out, but in that moment, you would think more likely you'd be thinking about the safety and like, where can we get to quickly to make sure everything is good? Apparently, they did not think about that.
I promise we will go store. In the second trimester, we will go store. That's a good idea?
All right, whatever.
Okay, Brian, I'm hungry.
And that is the real reason. So she says they can't go to a store to get things for the baby because in Russia, it is bad to be able to go to a store in first trimester. We must take to tradition. Then she... Gotta love the follow-up of, okay, I'm hungry, can we get something to eat? I'm like, I think you just made that tradition or that superstition up because you wanted to eat. You know what, though? Power to you for the pregnancy cravings. But that's kind of hilarious.
Give my parents time to, like, plan for this, give us advice. There's so much we don't know about having babies.
Okay, so two things can be true at once. So Julia says that his mom is overstepping and has. Yes, she oversteps. Also, it's probably not the best idea to continue to wait to let them know or tell them. Not because I think you need to get all the parenting advice from them. I mean, I'm sure they can give you some insight, although his mom does overstep. The reason is just because they're going to know at some point once you start showing and everything, and he points that out and he's not wrong. So I think in this instance, they're both kind of wrong in the sense of they do need to tell the parents, but not so much for the advice, but just because it's family and they're going to know eventually anyway.
I feel like Julia keeping it a secret is just making the situation worse.
Also true, but you making it seem like your mom is not overbearing is not true. She is definitely overbearing, 100%.
What, you mad I ruined your friendship again?
Well, now she's probably mad at me again.
I love how Elizabeth acts like she actually cares. Well, maybe she does care because she didn't want this to get out, but it's just kind of funny. It's like, why would you tell her? God, why would you do that? It's going to ruin our friendship. Why did you say it to begin with? Go to Yara and say, oh, you better watch your back. You basically said you have to watch out for Lauren and then hoped it wouldn't get out. This Elizabeth is the biggest pot stirrer we've seen in a while. Having her and Jasmine in on a season is kind of crazy.
Yara wasn't planning on saying anything to Lauren. She's not that type of person.
So the plan was that Yara wasn't going to say anything, so I'm going to say that she's not going to say anything. We're good. So Jovi needs to keep his mouth shut. Says the person that was telling the gossip to begin with. Like, it's so no self-awareness with anyone here.
So if you try to take a picture or shine a flashlight, you're really not going to see anything but just a black.
It is convenient how the Sasquatch tour is taking place, but yet the Sasquatch really only likes to come out at night, so you probably won't see anything. I'm kind of torn whether this guy actually believes it or he's literally just profiting. Either one could be true, because, well, let's face it, there's some interesting characters out there in the woods.
These are fresh claw marks from Sasquatch.
Oh, come on. Someone could have cut those into the tree. These are fresh claw marks. He's a so it's like he's like Wolverine. The Sasquatch is like Wolverine.
Hey guys, I don't slow down for anybody, and we're way further than I'm usually comfortable going.
It's like, guys, it's so serious, and I don't slow down for anyone. We need to keep going. Come on. He's like, stop playing around. This is real stuff here with Sasquatch.
And it just makes me really believe that he's just a dick.
Yeah, what? Excuse me. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh! They're calling him a dick. That is interesting considering it was a whole thing when Lauren said, oh, well, she originally said that they thought Lauren said that her husband was a horrible person, but then says, no, I said he was a dick. That was awful in Elizabeth's book. Don't you call him a dick. Now, all of a sudden, it's okay for her to call Jovi a dick. So she's just a hypocrite. She is not genuine at all. She's fake as hell, and she's a complete hypocrite. Is anyone shocked here? It just gets worse every episode with Elizabeth.
It gets that way because I don't feel like we're getting each other. It's too much.
She did that, by the way, after cutting him off constantly. So he's there. He's trying to say, I was out and I want to tell you how I feel. He left the night before and didn't come back. And now he's trying to tell you how I feel. So every time he tries to say, I'm trying to tell you how I feel, she interrupts and says, oh, you do all this. And, okay, fine. I'm not trying to get to a level like that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Like, she's unhinged. Like, I don't think Georgie really was ready for marriage. I don't think he really wants to be in it. So leave her. So I don't really feel bad for him either. But she definitely is acting like a child. She's a 50-year-old child. And so is her sister. So many pictures and flashes. Good Lord, there's like a whole camera crew. And there it is. We have baby birth. We have the baby. All right, so the baby was born. Jasmine gave birth. They made it to there. Thankfully, healthy baby it would seem, so that's good. So ultimately, it didn't hurt them that they drove 60 miles out of the way. So this is all a good thing. So we're happy here. Again, my issues aside with Jasmine, it's beautiful that they had a baby and it's a healthy baby. So it's really a beautiful thing. So I'm happy that the baby's healthy. I really hope that Jasmine, I know she's had this baby for a while and it seems like she's using the baby for attention, but I really hope she and Matt are good parents to the child and give this child a loving household.
Where'd you get the name Matilda from?
From a joke. I used to call Matt Matilda.
Hold on a second. Her whole thing is, Matt, you joke too much. You joke way too much. You need to stop. You need to be serious. She literally named the child after a joke because she would call Matt Matilda. I don't know who's worse, her or Elizabeth, when it comes to the hypocritical Olympics, because they are running a tight race here. It's amazing. They will literally bash someone for one thing and do the exact same thing and have no regret or remorse about it.
And after this, I can trust him with anything because...
That's good that you say that you can trust Matt with anything because he's made you feel unconditional, except for with his own daughter, because you wouldn't even let him be alone with the child for, I don't remember how long it was some ridiculous amount of time before you finally put out a story like, I finally trust him with the child. It's his child too. This is hilarious. So disingenuous.
This is what life is about. It's not about what your cars are. It don't matter about how much money you got and all the other garbage that we try to tell each other. That's not what it's about.
Try telling that to Jasmine, my friend.
You may have to do a paternity test.
There you
DNA. Go. You may, if the father of the child is willing to do an affidavit to indicate that he is the father of the child.
Yes. See, this is why I said this is not going to be a problem, because Gino is not going to want to claim paternity anyway. So he's going to be fine with a paternity test or Matt writing an affidavit. It is what it is. It was never going to be an issue. This was simply boiled down to the assumption that because you're married, it's your child, but there's always ways to get around that. So it's not going to be a problem, but they did play it up like that. Is Gino going to pay the child support? Well, I guess if Jasmine wanted to claim that he was the father and then get him for child support, she could. That's not going to happen because Matt's not going to be okay with that, and that would take a whole nother level of Jasmine being Jasmine to get there.
So if I divorce her right away, I'm giving her the green light to get that car.
This is the frustrating part. Good God, with Gino. This is what makes him an extreme piece of garbage. All the problems aside with Jasmine, he is literally trying to not file for divorce for one because he said that, oh, well, the stock market might go down and then she doesn't get me for as much. I'm like, for one, I really don't think that matters if you're talking about what you made to your marriage anyway. I mean, we could talk about the issues with, spousal support and things like that, potentially in different states, but he's trying to elongate the marriage just so the market can go down. I mean, that's bizarre. Get divorced, get done with it. Also, he said that if they're divorced, then she can go for a green card outside of the traditional period of probation or something like that. So he's trying to make it last longer so she can't go for that. It is just vengeful. I understand he's frustrated. The reality is he was not innocent in this. Not at all. And yet he can't admit that either, and he's trying to be vengeful. Stop being a piece of crap human being, cut your ties, and be done with it and move on with your life. She wants to live that life with Matt. He's going to be miserable anyway. I guess you can take solace in that. Move on.
Vengeance, payback, pound of flesh you're seeking. A lot of people, unfortunately, think that you can utilize the court system to gain that pound of flesh.
Yes.
What you do is you give attorneys a lot more money.
Yes, and thank God for an attorney that's telling you the truth, which is that you're going to be seeking out this revenge, and what's going to happen is you're going to pay attorneys a lot more money, and you're probably not going to get what you feel you should get anyway. file for divorce now, be done with it. That's what this attorney's saying. He's a smart attorney. Listen to your attorney, Gino. It all fell apart clearly, but we did have a birth and we did have a pregnancy, so there were some positives. It wasn't all negative. We got to look at the beauty of life anyway, and we can take some solace in that and be happy about it. But Gino's still Gino, Jasmine's still Jasmine, and we still roll on as we go through the saga of their divorce. Although they did finally file for divorce, and Jasmine had to put it in the paper because he allegedly wouldn't respond, but she allegedly wouldn't respond to him. So there's drama going on there. Maybe we'll talk about that in a future video, but make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I will see y'all next time.